We begin with breaking news out of Gaffney. Limestone University is closing its doors.
The Board of Trustees met tonight to decide if the school will remain open, have to move online, or close entirely. The school has been raising money to keep the doors open. We've been keeping you updated in the recent days on that amid a financial crisis. So this afternoon, we did learn that Limestone had received another $1 million donation to a growing fund to help the school stay open. Officials say Limestone had $6 million needed in order to stay open. Limestone's president telling us the original goal was to garner money through fundraisers and partnerships, but that ultimately did not work. Randall Richardson, chair of Limestone's Board of Trustees, said in a statement, "We want to thank the almost 200 recent supporters in the last 2 weeks who committed a collective $2.143 million. We had hoped that would be enough to sustain our institution, but in the final analysis, we could not continue operations on campus or online without a greater amount of funding."
President Nathan Copeland also sent an email to faculty and students that read in part, "I know the past few days gave us great hope, fueled by generous commitments of meaningful donations, but our board carefully reviewed all options and arrived at the painful decision that even with those kind of donations, we do not have a viable financial path forward." End quote. Students tell us tonight's decision was heartbreaking.
You know, had a couple schools reach out, but obviously, I feel like I'm in high school again. You know, this whole recruiting process again, and nobody really wants to be through this again willingly, and especially me. We loved it here. We're a big family here. Everybody hangs out with everybody, and it's just kind of hard, you know. But we'll all be friends still one day, and maybe we'll have a big Limestone reunion or something, you know.
The university will proceed with an orderly wind-down process. It will continue to assist current students with transferring to other institutions and to support faculty and staff during the transition. Nate Stanley has been on campus for most of the day. He joins us now with more. Nate?
Well, good evening. Since about 8 p.m. tonight, there was a large crowd of students standing outside of the building. Behind me, there was nervous anticipation for most of the evening. When we saw members of the board leave the room, the area out here got quiet. And then once that announcement was made, there was screams and crying from the crowd. I'm joined by a student, Courtney Miller. You were out here when that announcement was made. Talk me through what that was like for you.
So we got an email from Dr. Copeland, who's our president, expressing that the school was going to be closing after the week of false hope that we were given. A lot of my friends that I was sitting next to were making jokes and trying to kind of like lighten the mood, but deep down I know we were all really upset to find out.
And what happens next for you as an athlete, as well as your friends here as students? What are you guys going to do moving forward?
For me personally and my team of women's lacrosse, I know a lot of us are planning on entering the portal to go and play at a different institution, maybe not one as amazing as Limestone, but just somewhere else. In terms of students, I'm not really sure, again, what they're going to be doing. I have a good friend, Tommy, who is a student staff member here, and his tuition is covered by the school because he's a staff member as well. So for students like him and people that are not athletes, I'm not really sure what their next moves are, but I know for us athletes in specific, hitting the portal is going to be our next move.
Well, thank you, Courtney. We will continue to keep you updated as new information becomes available and we learn more about the process moving forward. Reporting from Limestone University, Nate Stanley, WIFF News 4.
A lot of uncertainty ahead. Nate, thank you. Limestone University officials say the school brings in around $150 million in annual economic impact to the Cherokee County area. The Chamber of Commerce says the majority of that money comes from the university students who live, work, and study in Gaffney. Officials say it's not just them, saying that their families also take part in events happening around the county. They say a closure will have an effect on everybody, including the businesses in and around Cherokee County.
The students, their parents, their grandparents, the visiting teams, we cater to them. So they buy food from us to feed their students. And then their parents come in town and their grandparents come in town, because they're champs down there, you know? So it's a big impact. It's not just students.
The Chamber of Commerce says Limestone's closing will result in the university's professors having to find jobs elsewhere. That is due to the lack of job availability.
Even today, contributions to the university's Together for Limestone campaign continue to pour in. A special general fund, Together for Limestone, was set up to cover the budget shortfall. It got an immediate $1 million gift from the Fullerton Foundation late last week. Yesterday, a local Gaffney business, Sossaman Construction, gave a $100,000 gift. Today, 2 local donors contributed $500,000 gift each. The vice president of Institution Advancement tells WYFF News 4 more than 160 other monetary gifts came in as well.
I think I'd love to just take a moment and thank everyone. It has been overwhelming and incredible and emotional, and there's been, tears shed and smiles and hugs and memories, so many wonderful memories.
Aldridge says there were even gifts coming in from people who had never heard of the university but wanted to support higher education. It's important to note that the Together for Limestone Fund is able to return contributions now that the goal to save the university was not met.